go get them again.
Welcome back to the Robe Zoe channel. I'm your host, Mark, and welcome to an unboxing first impression video on my channel. Today, we are speaking about the brand of Carner Barcelona, which is a brand that I hardly talk about on the channel. I delved into the brand when they first came onto the scene. They had a really great leather-based fragrance called Cuir. They had a few others. I own a few, I think D600. They have a few really good ones at the start of their collection. And this one right here is called Rose and Dragon. Now this one right here doesn't get much press or any press, honestly. It is from a line, I believe it's called the Black Collection. I do have a few from that collection that I got in a sale. Obviously, it's not an unboxing, as you can tell. This is a tester. They even have a sticker, like a big white sticker, or something that I may have to remove off of that. It seems like I can. But I got it for super cheap. Like, I mean $70 Canadian. That's like, for my American friends, that's probably $40, $35, give or take, depending. That is cheap. And I got it, I remember it was a fragrance buy sale. They had a whole bunch of testers of this brand. And a lot of the sexy names or the great ones from Carner were snatched up really quick, so it was a little late. But this one, I just rolled the dice, honestly. The reviews are kind of lukewarm on this. I kind of perused a little bit online, but for 70 bucks, you can't go wrong. Maybe you can. There's nothing really on YouTube on this, so these are the kind of fragrance reviews that good, bad, ugly, doesn't matter what I get out of it. At least I'm going to be helping out somebody because there's not much on the tube. And this is really what I don't know, for me, a fragrance reviewer is all about. You know, when you're typing in a fragrance name and nothing pops up or hardly anything, it's nice to get some information on a fragrance. A reviewer versus an influencer, right? I'm not an infomercial here. So obviously, this is the kind of clicks I'm going to get on this is probably very minimal. But I'm really excited to see what I'm going to get. The note breakdown has, and we're going to put it on the side here, it's got strawberry up top, so it's got some fruity nuances, perhaps cinnamon leaf. There's cumin in here, interesting, saffron, so there's some more spices. In the middle, we got honey, incense, Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose, so obviously with the double rose shot, I'm assuming rose, and with the name, it's going to be a rose-centric fragrance, and the strawberry note up top might make it think that it's going to be a jammy rose. But honey and incense, honey obviously gonna, give you that sweetness, but incense. And then in the base, we got labdanum, amber, leather, and castoreum. So the note breakdown, obviously for a scent profile or a scent head like myself in a brand like this, Carner, I do have experience with it. I know that they blend very well. They do have some excellent fragrances. And looking at the note breakdown, things like cumin, castoreum, leather, labdanum, incense, those are things that I'm really like, even amber and leather, really sexy note breakdown, obviously. How rose-centric is it gonna be? We'll see. It was released back in 2016, so it has a few years behind this. The nose behind this is Rodrigo Flores Roux from John Varvatos fame. So Rodrigo, if you know anything about his fragrances, especially with a note breakdown like this and a big note breakdown, it might go into that Varvatos kind of territory where it's kind of complex. Now, it might not be, but Rodrigo obviously has some talent to his fragrances, to his penmanship. So let's delve into it, and let's see what I get. Now, I'm going to put it on strip, then I'm going to put it on skin, but Rose and Dragon, it is an EDP, and we'll see. I'm just going to keep it there and see what I get on strip. Yeah, this is very rose-centric. So jammy rose does come into play. And that's where that strawberry top note comes from. It has, saffron is definitely there. There is definitely some spicy facets here. Rose petals, sweet rose petals, dipped into some spices. It's a rich rose. It really is a nice rose-based fragrance. It has a dark base. It's almost like a Storm is brewing. Now, I don't know how much of these bigger notes, the labdanum, the incense, amber, leather, castoreum, are going to come into play. Cumin, I'm not getting much of that. There's a spice medley. Like, that might be that cinnamon leaf in here. The saffron is definitely, like, you can detect it right away. So right now, saffron and rose centric, and it's kind of going into, if you know fragrances and you've been around the block a while, you all know about this whole saffron rose oud combo where there's a lot of fragrances, Middle Eastern kind of, it's kind of boring for us as fragrance heads because we've smelt a lot of them. This is like, the oud's not there. It's like a rose-centric rose oud saffron, but it's rose-centric with the saffron as your secondary in command. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad fragrance, but not a bad atomizer. So scent of the day. Oh. My gosh, it is, how can I explain this? It's almost that ambery glow, that labdanum is coming through. Okay. Okay, so it has a lot more darkness than what I got on the strip. Yeah, this is much brighter, much more rose. This still has that rich rose note, but it has dark undertones. The spices are there. So there's multiple spices. Saffron, definitely. And there's other spices. Cumin, I'm not getting that funk, any craziness from the cumin. There is several spices in here. I can definitely detect that more than saffron. It's actually quite nice. There's like this raw honey accord. So it's not like a playful sweetness. Like when I was thinking strawberry, and it was more playful on the strip. And it's much darker, much cloudier. Think of like dark clouds. It really is bringing me to... Yeah, this is actually quite nice. It really has a saffron. Rose is the star of the show. It has that honeyed sweetness, but it's very dark. So labdanum, ambery glow. Not much smoke. Castoreum, anything animalic or funk, like just put that into the garbage, at least for now in the introduction. Cumin, no funk, no craziness. Castoreum, no funk, no animalics, at least to me for now. There's a leathery tone from the labdanum. There's an ambery tone, really nice. Like I got that on skin. I did not get that on strip at all. Yeah. This is a jammy rose with saffron. Pretty much it. Here, oh my. There's a really dark base to it. And I like how the saffron has some, and again, it's the kind of same trick that oud would do to a rose saffron based scent, that it would gloom out the fragrance, get rid of the brightness of the rose. It's the same kind of trick, but with different notes. And that honey has like a rawness to it. It's actually quite nice. I like this. This introduction is on strip was kind of like, oh, it's okay. And it's still pushing the exact same idea. So you're garbage. I hate you. This I love. And again, it's nothing crazy unique, but I really like, and unfortunately, it doesn't bring me to castoreum or anything like that. But yeah. So at the end of the day, this is a rose-centric fragrance, 100%. It showed me some jammy qualities. It's almost more jammy on strip. It was much more of a darker rose on my skin. It still had jamminess, but it was more, I think what happened is a lot of these darker notes really brought down the brightness of what I had on the strip. So very interesting. Good amount of spice. There's a little bit of smoke here I'm getting now. Yeah. At the end of the day, one that I'm going to enjoy. I think I'm going to like this one. It's nothing, and that's something with a collection like mine. It's nothing that really stands out. It's going to be one of those that, you know, it's going to collect dust. And this is just pure honesty here. It's going to collect dust because it does have that familiar rose saffron from the rose saffron oud combo. But it goes, not that it goes in a different direction, it really stays in that realm, but in a different way. And it's going to be one of those that I'm going to wear like 6 months later, 8 months later and go, oh yeah, this one was actually pretty good on first testing. You know, it has different, and this, I don't know if this is a tester, but quality control, this plaque is definitely not centered. And again, maybe they don't care about their testers, but hopefully the product, and these aren't cheap. Like this, I think these are more expensive, this collection, versus the regular collection. And if your plaque is like mine, and I'm going to show that on video, but, and again, maybe it's just because it's a tester and they don't really care. Or maybe something happened and they're like on the line and they're like, well, if it's crooked, let's make it a tester. Yeah, so a light leathery stroke here. Very dry, and it really reminds me of a darker rose. That's where I'm going with this. I'm getting a lot more smoke here, but that honey might be the X factor here. It's very raw, and what do I mean by that? It's not syrupy sweet. It just really reminds me of raw honey. It has those facets. The rose is very rich and very much central. So now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. I am assuming I'm probably going to get crickets, maybe not, on this particular fragrance. I don't think too many people in the fragrance community have smelt this fragrance. If not, if you have, your comment is going to be like gold on my channel. I think there's not many people, if at all, that have reviewed this on YouTube. So, you know, my voice, your voice is gold. So if you have smelt this, even if you hated it, comment below. Let us know what you think about this one. This is a brand that you know, I do have I bought 2 testers, so I got another one. I think it's Sandor 70, something like that. And again, I was just getting whatever they had left, basically. But it is a brand that I should revisit. It was a brand that I actually kind of, not that I was blown away, but I kind of liked the quality of their fragrances back in the day. I own, I think, 2. This is going to be 3, and with the other one, that's going to be 4. So collection is finally a collection. It was one of those brands that I really didn't, and I still haven't bought the one that I really liked, which was Cuir, which is a leather-based one. But I think if I remember correctly, it smelled like Black Afghano from Nasamato. Anyway, yeah, please comment below. And if you haven't smelt this, but you have experience with the brand of Carner, it doesn't hurt to comment below and let us know your favorites from the brand, because I may go back into like a sampling mode of this line. Again, there's so much to discover within this fragrance industry. It's crazy how many brands that I just kind of revisit. Like I just recently did that with Byredo, among others, that I'm just like, holy, it's been probably 10 plus years since the last time I really sampled anything, smelt anything from these brands. It makes me think, what kind of reviewer am I? But Rose and Dragon, solid initial impression. Yeah, it's smokier, but it's denser now. I don't know, I may like this. Good spice in here. Anyway, as always, a Greater Pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one.